Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 177 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. We're doing one thing every day to get what we want. You're doing one thing every day to get what you want. I'm doing one thing every day to move me toward my goals and objectives in the different areas and aspects of my life, just like you are. This month, we're focusing on financial goals, financial well-being, financial health, and the goals we need to set and achieve in order to get that in our lives. And of course, just like everything else, it's defined by you, just like financial health, financial well-being, financial goals are defined by me for my life. Now today, we're talking about step 3 of the financial goal process that we set for ourselves way back in January. Now, we looked at like 15 to 20 different goal frameworks, different ways of setting, achieving, and working toward getting what we want. And we came up with a 7-step process. So the end of each month, we are talking through that process specifically with the area of the life framework that we're working on. This month, we're working on financial. So our financial goal, we picked one a couple of days ago. We identified our current situation versus our desired situation. Yesterday, we took it and we put it in the framework of SMART goals because it's a way to make it more specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. All of those things have been proven scientifically and through experimentation, personal and other people, experts in those areas, to be effective in helping us to achieve our goals and objectives. Just like this step in the process is helping us. This step 3, is to break your goal down into steps, into smaller pieces, smaller chunks. So often we have a great big goal, and if we're just going for that big goal, it becomes overwhelming, or we run into a bunch of obstacles and decide that we're just going to give up on it, or that it's not worth the effort and the struggle and the challenges that we're facing along the way of achieving it, and we settle for something less. But if we break that goal into smaller pieces and steps that it takes to get there, then each time we hit one, we get momentum, and it encourages us and motivates us to continue working toward the big goal that we want. So how do we go about doing that? And the rest of the process helps us to do that, but we're going to start thinking about it and talking about it today. Breaking our goal down into, I like to say, bite-sized pieces, because how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That is the silliest, oldest joke, but it still makes me smile every time. So we're going to look at what are some of the milestones that we need to hit to achieve our goal. Say you want to pay off $10,000 of credit card debt that you've accumulated. Well, instead of just focusing on the $10,000, which can be overwhelming, break it down, for example, into milestones of $2,500 chunks. So your first goal is to get to that first $2,500 paid off, and then you know if you've gotten there that you can get all the way, right? The second thing we want to do is we need to think about actions that we're going to have to take along the way. Things to make achieving that goal easier. I like to automate things, as many things as I possibly can. So if one of yours is to pay off $10,000 of credit card debt and $2,500 is your first goal or your first milestone, what are some actions you can take to make that easier and automatic? And that's part of our process as well. We'll brainstorm plans and strategies and steps we need to take to achieve not only our big goal, but the milestones along the way. And then finally, we want to create some kind of a timeline for ourselves. Now, for this example, for this particular goal, we said, okay, by the end of the year, what is something, the biggest thing, the most important thing to us that we want to achieve? And if it's that $10,000 credit card debt, then $2,500, how many months we have left in the year divided by 4, that's when you time out and create the timeline for your actions and your milestones. So we'll talk about each of these in the next few steps of the process, but today we just want to start breaking it down and chunking our goal down. I have not done mine yet, but I will do mine just like you in my little notebook. I've got my handy-dandy notebook ready to break it down and do the assignment. If you have any questions about this, there's a really simple write-up in Guide 17 of the Get Up and Go private Facebook group. You can always go there. There's literally years worth of information in there, and I've talked about these topics before, so you can always do a search in the sidebar and find out and get a whole bunch of information on any one of these topics that we talk about this year. All right, any questions, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Our action item today is just to take your goal, the goal that you've set for yourself, and then break it down into the bigger chunks, the bigger steps. It's called chunking. I like to chunk things out and deal with them a little bit at a time, knowing that if I knock them off the chunks, I'm going to achieve my overall goal and objective. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.